In this tutorial, I'm going to be talking about IMAP invasives. Why are we using it as part of this volunteer program, and what does it actually do? So, IMAP invasives, in essence, is an online invasive species database and mapping tool. So, this is the main official invasive species database for New York State and is also used in New Jersey for posting distributions and locations of invasive species. So what we're going to be using for in the volunteer program is, of course, reporting. But lots of our management teams, our crews that are out there removing invasive species, use it to also record treatment efforts, tracking success. So after your dogs end up finding Siebold's viburnum and we end up reporting these things, our management teams can then follow up with treatment options, and we use IMAP for reporting on that as well. So it's just a great tool for locating invasive species and then following up with management and what was done at that site. It also sends out early detection email alerts, so we are alerted when an invasive species is new to an area or found for the first time in a particular county. So, in terms of the Conservation Dogs Volunteer Program, the IMAP Invasives is going to be our main reporting tool. So, you are going to use this as an owner when your dog finds Siebold's viburnum. You're going to be able to report the exact location and time that you found that plant, and then we can confirm it because you're going to actually take a picture of what you found in the field, and then we can confirm through that picture that yes, in fact, that is a Siebold's viburnum, and then we can set up future management decisions at the site to follow up on. So first thing you need to do is, of course, sign up for an IMAP Invasives account. So this has to be done first on a computer. So visit this website that you can see right here, NewYorkIMapInvasives.org, and please do this on a computer. This is not the same as setting up the mobile app. When you get to this site, it's going to prompt you to click the Create Account button. And that's going to take you to this page here when it says Sign Up. You're going to enter your first and last name, email. You're going to retype your email again, set up a password that you can remember. And again, I want to reiterate, do this initial sign up on a computer and write down and remember your username and password as you set this up. Because later, after you choose your jurisdiction, and I will say that if you think that you are going to be surveying in New York, then choose your jurisdiction as New York. If you think your main survey role is going to be in New Jersey, select New Jersey, but really it's not going to matter in the long run because all that does is pull a species list for you from either of the states. So when in doubt, just choose the jurisdiction as New York. Once you sign up for this account and you hit this join button, please check your email. IMAP will then send you an activation email, and you must activate that account before moving forward. Okay, so after you do that on your own computer, you then need to go through step 2, which is downloading the IMAP Invasives mobile app. You'll take a look either on Google Play or available on your App Store, depending on whether you have an iPhone or Android. And essentially, you're looking for this icon, little insect with a leaf on it, IMAP Invasives Mobile. This is a whole mobile app setup guide, but really all you need to do is just download it onto your phone. Once you have the IMAP Invasives mobile app downloaded, you can then click on that icon, this insect and leaf. And this is what the homepage is going to look like. It looks like almost like a signature scroll on here. You're just going to click your thumb anywhere on that page, and then it's going to look at a page almost like a green screen here. The next thing that you have to do is then click this 3-line menu bar up in the top left. That's going to get you into the menu of IMAP Invasives. You're then going to go down almost like a little Rolodex here and go to Preferences. You're going to click on that. Once you're in Preferences, you're going to see a whole menu list that looks like this. I talked about this earlier. Whether your jurisdiction for your species list, you're going to set it to New York or New Jersey. Now, again, you may be surveying in New York, you may be surveying in New Jersey. It's not going to really matter, essentially, because the species list that you're going to be choosing from, you're only going to be choosing a Siebold's viburnum anyway, and they're found in both states. So when in doubt, just choose New York, but New York or New Jersey will be fine. You're going to enter in your IMAP username and password. And again, you need to have already signed up online. So that's why I had you remember what your username and password here. You can enter it in here. And this is extremely important here. you need to click Retrieve IMAP List to upload your project info and data to sync. So make sure you hit this green button here when prompted, and that's going to really load the app and make sure that you are ready to go. Next up, in species name display, I like to choose common. It just means that when you're looking for Siebold's viburnum or whatever species list that you're going to be set up with, you're just going to use common names and not Latin names. You're then going to choose a picture quality. So when we have to go back and confirm what it is that you've seen, we really want good pictures of this Siebold's viburnum that your dog has found. So choose the picture quality as 100%. Next step is I usually choose to save the photos to my phone. If I ever want to go back and look, or you want to send me an email with an attachment on it to save photos to the phone, choose that as well. Lastly, you are going to click this button that says Customize Species List. Now, when you are in this customized list section, there's going to be a whole bunch of different species that you can choose from. This is every single invasive species that's found in either New York or New Jersey. And you just want to basically just get it down to the one that you're going to be choosing from. So every time you take a photo of Siebold's viburnum, you don't have to like scroll through this entire list to always choose Siebold's viburnum. So you're setting essentially up like a customized species list. And just for purposes, say you wanted to practice posting before you went out to the field, under the A part of the alphabet, you can just add a fake species for testing. It's actually a choice that you can use, and I'll show you that in a second. And you also want to scroll down to the S for Siebold's viburnum. So essentially, you're going to select two species. One is a fake one just for practice before you go out into the field. And then another one is add Siebold's viburnum under the S. Once you've selected that, just hit OK, and that'll take you back to the main preferences page. I'm back on the main preferences page. The only other thing that it's going to prompt you to ask for is under default projects. You don't add anything there. Mine, for example, shows Lower Hudson Prism General, but I'm going to add you to Lower Hudson Prism General. Right now, just leave default project blank and also leave default organization blank. Mine actually says Lower Hudson Prism again, but you're not part of an organization. This is just for staff. So as volunteer, you're just going to leave default organization blank. And then really all you need to do at that point is just hit save. And now you are ready to post in the fields. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in the field, what it looks like through a screen, through a mobile app. And it's really easy. It's just essentially pointing your camera at the Siebold's viburnum that your dog has found, taking a picture, and then hitting post. It's really that simple. But I'll show you all the different steps right now. All right, we are ready to now post to our iMap app. You've downloaded the app, you've got your account, and now it's time to go out in the field and record your observations. In this part of the tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to go about doing that and just finding the app on your phone. That's half the battle, right? So I'm just scrolling through my phone right now. And look, I found the iMap app on my left-hand side there. It's the insect with the leaf. You're going to click on that. That's going to take you into your main page. It might open up with that like handwritten scroll. You just click your thumb on there, and then it'll get you to this green page here. And when you're ready to add an observation, so let's say your dog found something, you've got Siebold's, you want to add an observation. This is what it will look like. You go to the top right hand button there where it says Add Observation. In this part of the tutorial, I'm really just going to show you, I'm going to do a fake species for testing, but in real life, you'll be posting for Siebold's viburnum that your dog found. Click Add Observation. That takes you to this page here, and the first thing you need to do is take a photo using the camera. So there you go. It's going to open now up into a page, and look what I'm looking at. A fake species for testing for today is going to be an Ewok. So we're going to post a fake example of a species, and it's going to be an Ewok. So when you get into that, like take photo, you just basically look at what you're looking at. In the field, it will be a Siebold's viburnum, and I'll show you what features to actually record and take a photograph of to post to iMap for the Siebold's. But right now, I'm just taking a picture of this Ewok. Click Photo. In the bottom right, click Use Photo. And now the photo of what I'm trying to report is now in that, like, that window box up at the top. Okay, now the next thing is, all right, I got my photo of my species. Now I got to choose what species it is. And remember, we customized our list. So you see in the middle part of my screen right now where it says species custom list, that should be checked off for you because you did customize your list to basically choose from both Siebold's viburnum or a fake species for testing. In this part of the tutorial, we're doing obviously a fake species for testing. I'm going to select a fake species, in this case is an Ewok, right? And then the next part, you'll see from that Rolodex, now I know I'm posting this photo as a fake species, and I'm going to say species detected because I saw this fake species on this particular date. You see out in this observation date part, it says May 29th, 2025 when I'm recording this. I've got this picture of this Ewok. This is what I found on this date, species detected. You're also going to have this GPS button should be selected, and you know that it's active and your GPS is active if you're finding, and you scroll down here to where it says location, your longitude and latitude is active. You see that like yellow pin there? That means that on this date, on May 29th, I found this fake species for testing. Here's the photo of it. And my GPS location tells me exactly where it was found, and that's how we're actually going to follow up on your main reportings. The last thing I want to show you on this screen here is for iMap3 project. Mine says Lower Hudson Prism General. We already talked about how yours is not going to say anything there. And for iMap3 organization, yours is not going to have an organization. You don't need to write anything in time searched or observation comments. You just hit save. Last but not least, there's one final step. So you know that you have officially recorded your observation if this photo is showing up next to where the species was detected, what date or whatever, and it's showing up as a yellow box. Now, this is all you really need to do in the field. As long as that yellow box is appearing, your record is officially kind of saved on your phone and as part of the app. But the last thing you need to do, and again, you can do this when you go back home and you have access to Wi-Fi and don't have to rely on having satellite service or whatever, is that you do need to upload this to the official database. And the way that you do that is you see that white box as part of that yellow box there. You need to check that. And then the top left of your screen, you got to go to your menu. The three lines, the three horizontal lines, click Upload Selected. That's going to essentially upload this observation that you took on this date to the official database. It'll ask you, are you sure you want to upload the record? You hit OK. And then it'll circle. Right now I'm at home and I'm on Wi-Fi. And even it's circling. And then I know, yes, okay, it's officially uploaded. The upload was successful. I hit OK. And then I know I'm done and it is officially posted. But again, this final step, you don't need to do until you get home as long as that yellow box appears. Everything else you need to do in the field to at least get that yellow box to appear. But that final step of uploading you can do on Wi-Fi. Great, and that's it. Look what I found along my trail section. Just walking along, and here you go. Wow, look at that. Flower cluster, opposite leaf structure, gotta be a viburnum, right? See that right in between those leaves, that flower cluster is about to bloom, all right? So now the question is, what type? So I'm gonna go down to one of the leaves, I'm gonna get a good look at it. You see those notches at the ends, like really deep teeth right at the end where my thumb is? Well, let's see. Let's try to pass the smell test as I'm thinking this is a Siebold's. I'm gonna rub it. Oh my gosh, that deep burnt rubber scent is definitely there. This is absolutely Siebold's viburnum, no doubt about it. You can look at its growth pattern, but I'm feeling very confident about this. All right, time to post the Siebold's viburnum to the iMap app. Click the icon. We're just going to continue to do repetition here, just over and over, so you really learn how to do this, and you do this so fast in the field now. Top right, add observation. Take photo using camera, right? Now, a picture of a viburnum. If you can get that opposite leaf arrangement and the leaf in the same picture, that's even better. So you can see, I can see the leaf and I can see the flower cluster in between it.
That should be a really good identifying feature for the iMap, folks. So I'm going to take that photo. I'm going to say use photo. Select from the species list. This is a Siebold's viburnum. Species detected. Check that my GPS is active. Hit save. There you go.